Hare Krishna. So we're reading from the book Namamrta, The Nectar of the Holy Name, by Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Continuing introduction, next point. Aesthetic love of God. Absorption in God consciousness culminates in Prema Bhakti, pure love of God. Writes Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. The holy name of Krishna is so attractive that anyone who chants it becomes imbued with love of Krishna. This is the effect of chanting the Hare Krishna mantra. Sri Chaitanya similarly instructs Sanatana Goswami, quote, of the 9 process of devotional service, the most important is to chant the holy name of the Lord always. If one does so, avoiding the 10 kinds of offenses, one very easily obtains the most valuable love of Godhead. Unquote. Pure love of Krishna elicits the most sublime and lofty emotions of the soul. Liberation or spiritual perfection implies not the absence of cognition or emotion, but their ultimate perfection. Within the soul are profound transcendental emotions which lie dormant as long as the soul sleeps in Maya, material illusion. But such sublime emotions awaken with awakening of the pure spiritual consciousness. The entire range of emotions experienced by a conditioned soul, such as happiness and misery, love and hate, compassion and envy, are merely dim and perverted reflections of their spiritual counterparts, which exist in absolute purity and are experienced by fully realized souls in their eternal relationship with the Lord. When the soul has awakened to pure love of Krishna, he tastes the infinitely sweet flavor of a wide variety of transcendental emotions, emotions that are variegated manifestations of spiritual ecstasy. Such transcendental ecstatic emotions within the heart and mind of pure devotee are so powerful that they erupt and spill over into the realm of the physical. In pursuance of the order of his spiritual master, Sri Chaitanya entered upon the path of constant chanting of the holy name of Krishna. When such chanting evoked intense spiritual ecstasy, he wondered whether he had lost his sanity. He approached his guru, Ishwarapuri, who then explained, in a characteristics of love of Godhead, that by nature it induces transcendental symptoms in the one's body and makes one more and more greedy to achieve the shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord. When one actually develops the love of Godhead, he naturally sometimes cries, sometimes laughs, sometimes chants, and sometimes runs here and there just like a madman. Perspiration, trembling, standing on one's bodily hairs, tears flattering, fading, madness, melancholy, patience, pride, joy, humility. These are various natural symptoms of ecstatic love of Godhead, which causes a devotee to dance and float in an ocean of transcendental bliss while chanting the Hare Krishna mantra. Of course, such states of spiritual ecstasy are very rarely achieved. They are experienced only by those who have entered the most intimate, confidential relationship with Lord Krishna. Such experiences are unavailable even to those who worship the Lord in awe and veneration, viewing the Lord merely in his aspect of greatness, power, and majesty. The divine flavor of such ecstasy are realized, are realized. I repeat, the divine flavors of such ecstasy are released by those who, by the grace of the Lord, gaze beyond his majestic feature and deal with him in spontaneous, intimate affection. As stated in Chaitanya Charitamrita, the pure devotional chanting of Lord Krishna's personal name ushers the devotee into the Lord's personal presence and into the highest bliss. Dealings in affection with the Supreme Personality of Godhead bring happiness many millions of times greater than dealing with Him in awe and veneration. Simply by hearing the holy name of the Lord, the devotee is merged in transcendental bliss. Next point. Beyond death. By chanting the holy name in purity and devotion throughout his life, the devotee returns to Krishna at the time of death. Lord Krishna explains in Bhagavad Gita, whoever at the time of death quits his body, remembering me alone, at once attains my nature. Of this there is no doubt. Whatever state of being one remembers when he quits his body, that state he will attain without fail. He who meditates on me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, his mind constantly engaged in remembering me, undeviated from the path, is sure to reach me. Thus, by chanting at the time of leaving the material body, the devotee who has practiced Krishna Smarana, remembrance of Krishna, by chanting Krishna's holy name throughout his life, can escape the painful cycle of birth and death and return to the Krishna in the spiritual realm, Vaikuntha, to render him intimate, ecstatic, loving service. Hare Krishna. Shri Nam Prabhu ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.